Ողջույն հարգելի հեռուստադիտողներ, Google-ի գլխավոր գործընկեր SADA-ընկերությունը պատրաստվում է Հայաստանի կրթական համակարգում ներդնել տեխնոլոգիական լուծումներ։ Նշեմ, որ SADA-ն Google Cloud-ի տարվա գործընկեր է ճանաչվել 5 տարի անընդմեջ, ունի Google Cloud-ի 10 մասնագիտացում եւ հաճախորդներին սպասարկելու լավագույն փորձ։ Եվ այսպես իմ հյուրն է SADA-ի նախագահ, գործադիր տնօրեն եւ տնօրենների խորհրդի անդամ ամերիկահայ Թոնի Սաֆոյանը. Greetings, Mr. Safoyan. We are delighted that you joined us today for the interview.
Thank you very much for having me. It's great to be here.
And the first question, SADA and the Armenian government signed a memorandum of understanding of the sidelines of the Digitech 22 summit. And what is the purpose?
The purpose is to bring what I believe is the most advanced communication, creation, collaboration platform to hopefully every student in Armenia. It's the same platform that my own children use in Los Angeles, that 80% of all students in North America use between primary education, secondary, high school, and even university. And it's an incredible platform for every school district, for every country, for many reasons, one of which is it's completely web-based. You can use it on any computer, any device, including very inexpensive Chromebooks. And it is also, in this version, free for the government and free for the students. And also security is very important. Google Workspace for education is based on the same technology that we deliver to some of the largest corporations and even public sector organizations in the world. So the security is extremely high, very low cost to maintain, but is incredibly a creative platform. And it's a good foundation for the education of the students of Armenia for the future, and we're very happy to contribute to this project.
And why did you choose education?
Well, I think that to have a vibrant economy, to have an advanced economy, you need to start very early. You know, you have to start with the children, who they are our future. We want to create thousands and thousands of Armenian children who are digital natives. For example, my children who started using this when they were 6, 7 years old, by the time they're 8 and 9 years old, they're doing spreadsheet calculations. They're using Google Docs to collaborate, to write their writing assignments and poetry. They're using Google Sheets to make presentations, sometimes even to me, you know, if they want something, like for Christmas, they make a presentation about it. And, you know, these are the same skills they will need later in life when they go into work or university. So we want them to have this digital experience that is at the same level as the most advanced countries in the world who have also adopted Google Workspace for education.
It's a simple question, but it's going to be a new platform or website. How are they going to use this?
It's web-based. It's basically the Gmail, Google Docs, but wrapped in a security of a single platform. And it's going to be managed by the school, Ministry of Education and the government. And it's going to be rolled out in a couple of pilot schools in the beginning. I would have to say Minister Kerobian has been very supportive of this project, helped move it forward. And, you know, I think having a standard across the country that everyone can have access to will be a huge win for the country.
And about Armenian companies,
Yes.
do you see the potential for working with Armenian companies, and how can Armenian businesses benefit from service from provided by SADA?
We've already started working with many Armenian companies, Pixart, Service Titan, Treble, Hexact.
So you have good partners.
Very good partners. And one thing about the Armenian tech community is they're very friendly to one another. They're very collaborative to one another. They want to help each other, work together. So they really helped us get started in
But there is a competition also, yeah?
Well, you know, there's not too many great Google partners in the world, but certainly not in Armenia. And we're happy to be here as well. From our experiences where we have been working with Google for 17 years in North America, US, Canada, and now India and UK, Ireland, but also bring those experiences to Armenian companies. It's wonderful. But those are digital customers. Digital customers are naturally going to be gravitated towards cloud technology. I think the next several steps for us is to make sure that traditional companies in Armenia, healthcare organizations, government itself, financial sector, that they also feel comfortable going on a digital transformation journey using cloud technology. And it's not like Armenia is uniquely behind most of the world in these traditional enterprises. They have not yet really evolved to take full advantage of cloud technology. They have not digitized themselves. But we definitely, by our presence here, by Google's presence here, we want to be active in helping these traditional enterprises transform.
Okay, and do you plan to introduce customers in the region to Google Cloud services?
That's absolutely the plan. I'm very happy to report that we have our first regional sales leader who actually started Friday. She's wonderful. She spent many years at VMware and other high-tech companies. She understands enterprises, enterprise software. The few customers we won, it was more just opportunistically. They were here. Our amazing regional director, Susie, was sort of going out and helping win those customers. But we have now a seller who supports us here, who's going to be, that's their primary function, to introduce the technology to the companies. And also, through our presence at Digitech, Google sent a very big team, also 6 or 7 people who came from various parts of Europe who cover Armenia and the CEE region for Google. They will also be helping us very active in the country of Armenia to introduce the technology to more and more companies.
And about security, Mr. Safwan, I have a fear, or I'm afraid sometimes to upload documents in the cloud because sometimes I think that someone will I don't know, see those documents and etc. Is it possible to secure data and workflows when working in the cloud?
Well, you're right to be concerned about security in general. The number of security incidents and threats in the last couple of years has gone up 40%. 80% of organizations are also very worried about the threat of cyber attack and cybercrime and ransomware. It's a very, very real problem. It's a number 1 or number 2 concern of every CIO and every organization. We take security very seriously. So does Google. I think, for example, Gmail as an email system, and it's been around for about 18 years, has never been penetrated. And that's a good starting point, but our job is to help organizations also configure and assess their security posture in the highest possible caliber. And it's a lot of the work we do with customers starts with security first. We just launched an offering called the Security Confidence Platform, and allows us to go to any customer and assess their security and give them the score of how are you doing from the most secure to least secure, and then how can we help elevate you to the most secure posture so that you can resist all sorts of threats and security attacks.
And I need your honest advice.
Yes.
Should I use Apple's iCloud or Google Drive?
Well, I don't want to speak for Apple. It's a great company with great technology. I can tell you with high confidence, I use Google services for my personal content as well. You absolutely have to turn on two-factor authentication. You know about that?
Yeah.
It's free. It's available for every 2 billion Google users who are on the consumer side. You turn on two-factor authentication, your data is going to be very secure, and I would trust
99% or 100.
As high as possible, you know. And you can securely store your documents there and not worry about it.
And about the new era of technologies, it's AI technologies.
Yes.
There have been recently many reports about security threats posed by new technologies. What risks can companies face in the area of AI technologies and chatbots?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a relatively new area in terms of how popular it's getting. I think that anytime you have technology that can simulate people, simulate humans, or even simulate identity, you've seen the virtual deep fakes, you know, it looks like another person, it's not that person. Thankfully, technology moves very quickly. For example, there's already technology to detect content written by AI. So,
and there is another platform which is paraphrasing the texts and no one can detect that it is written by AI?
Well, this is like an arms race, right? AI will get better, AI detection will get better, then AI will get better again, then AI detection will get better. I don't know where it will end, but it's very early days. I know that all the big technology companies are taking it very seriously. Google has, in their own platforms, used very advanced AI technology for 10, 15 years. It's the only way to make Google search work. It's the only way to make Gmail work for 2 billion users. I don't know if you use Google Photos, but they've been using image detection for a very long time to know that, every picture that I'm in or my daughter's in, they can detect that, or my pet. And so now they're going to start to release those technologies for companies and organizations to be able to use. And they've been a little cautious because there's inherent risk in things like chatbots. Sometimes the ChatGPT gives you wrong information or information that sounds correct but is not correct at all. So Google has been more cautious in how they release this technology, but you can expect lots of advances from Google in this area, and we're tracking those very closely. Some of those technologies are already commercially available and we implement them. For example, contact center AI technology, which allows large-scale customer service to be automated, and it feels very human. So some of the technology is available, more will come out in the next months and years, and it's important to stay on top of it for sure.
Are you going to use AI for SADA? Actually, I don't know if you are using or not, but...
We, I think contact center AI is the most prevalent AI technology that we're using. We're helping customers adopt other types of AI around image recognition for medical use cases and other things. But more and more of these services will be released, and I think AI is going to drive even more cloud usage and cloud consumption. AI technology is very processor heavy. It requires lots of compute, lots of energy, and so I think cloud adoption will increase as more and more organizations deploy AI technologies.
We know that SADA has offices in the USA, the UK, India, Canada, Ireland, and Armenia. Do you plan to expand the Yerevan office, and what are the tasks the Armenian office is focused on?
The Yerevan office is now 60 people. 60. Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger. We will continue to expand it along with our overall global plans. I think based on the current macroeconomic condition of the world, we're being very cautious with our growth plans. We're trying to grow very slowly. The tech sector is just in a weird place. Inflation in North America is still very high. So we're dealing with these sort of global economic challenges. But the Armenia office has expanded very rapidly. We went in assuming that the only and the primary talent we would hire in Armenia would be engineering. But we were very surprised and delighted to find a great use of exceptional talent in our accounting organization, our finance organization. We have marketing people here, legal people here, and so on. So designers, for example. So there's lots of talent in Armenia. So I want to encourage anybody who's opening here not to only think about just developers, just engineers. There are exceptional talent in many fields that all companies need. And I think that's an opportunity we didn't plan on deploying, but we were very pleasantly surprised that it's available.
And about talents, as you said in one of your interviews, you mentioned that you came to Armenia not only for talents, but also to create new talents. Usually companies prefer to hire experienced professionals. Why is talent creation important to SADA?
We've done it everywhere we've been, but I'll tell you, it's the most important in a place like Armenia, where for sure the total available level of senior technical talent is just very limited. We didn't want to come into a market like this that's very important to us and just recycle the same talent around between companies. I don't think that helps anybody. So we have to really seek to bring on young talent from places like AUA, which we've done, and other programs where they can enter in an environment surrounded by more senior people and learn from them in real-world experiences, working on actual customer work so they can elevate their skills very quickly. We also believe that it's a now more attractive to move to Armenia than ever before. So part of the talent development program is bringing engineers from other countries. We have several engineers, and actually we brought their families from India, for example. And that's actually what we need in this country as well, is experience of people from other countries, from other environments that have seen things that we haven't seen here, so that all of our engineering talent in Armenia can also improve. Whenever we send engineers from North America to spend weeks and months here, it really elevates everyone's awareness and knowledge. So we endeavor to bring more and more engineers from other parts of the world as well who want to live here and work here, and I think they will add to the talent pool as well.
Can I say SADA brings a new culture to Armenia?
We hope so. I have to admit that we're not the first. There's early trailblazers that have brought very advanced modern thinking to how to run companies, how to be a great employer. We mentioned, Pickstart, Service Titan, and so on. They made our arrival much easier because they came first, But we're really trying to bring the most advanced capabilities here as well, because many of our engineers here are working on projects from customers in North America, which are usually a little ahead in what they're doing with cloud technology. So they get to learn based on very advanced customers, which will, of course, help us greatly serve customers that are in Eastern Europe and in Armenia and other parts of this region. We hope that has a positive contribution on the culture for sure.
And you mentioned that family is one of the ways to achieve success. Can you explain what businesses has to do with family? And because Americans have a good saying, nothing personal, just business. It doesn't seem to be the case in your case.
Well, fortunately, we're Armenian Americans, not just Americans. I was born here, of course. Look, there's many great examples in Armenia. We just met with the team and the family from Soft Construct and other places, right? They're proving that family business can work and be very successful. If you look at many 100, 200-year-old companies in Europe, they're family businesses. Some of them still are family businesses. When it works, it's the best type of partnership. There's no greater pleasure for me than knowing that what we created with SADA, I did with my mother, with my father, we did it together. And I think there's a right way to do it so that you take the best of family values, but you also elevate beyond the limitations of small family business thinking. So you can still hire the best talent in the world. You can still push yourself to build something very professional and very sophisticated while still maintaining the family values and the pleasure of working together. And I think that's the balance that we have created in SADA, and it works very well for us.
Mrs. Safon, it's a great that, and we see that a lot of diaspora members coming to Armenia, going to start a new life or a new business. But about you, what was the main reason for you to come to Armenia and start a business here?
Well, I'll tell you very honestly, we've been looking for the right opportunity to open something here for many, many years. The need really came 3 years ago from our customers themselves in North America, who were global customers that were demanding that we have global delivery capabilities, global presence, different time zones. And it was natural for us to pick Armenia because we were aware of the technical pedigree that has already been created by many companies who came here before us. And we knew that benefit of a family business, my father would be the perfect one to send here to establish the company, find the local leadership, build the foundation of what it has become now. And look, 12-hour time zone difference, right? Which is very convenient for 24/7 support and 24/7 engineering capabilities. Great core engineering culture, very friendly environment to do business. But at the end of the day, obviously it makes us feel great to come back to the country that we left and still be an integral part of the culture and the economy here. But for long term, for any of these investments to work, it has to make financial and economic sense. And I can tell you that after a couple of years of investing, that we can really say that this is a profitable venture, and it will continue to be. And that's the key. This is not something we do as like a gift or donation. No, it's an enterprise, right? So I think the combination of local and regional opportunity with the ability to deliver global customers from the talent that's here, from the ability to put very important operational functions like legal, finance, and others also based here that serve SADA globally. I think every organization can create a very profitable operation in Armenia for their services. Even if they're not Armenia founded, they can do it in Armenia and be very successful.
Mr. Safoyan, thank you for answering our questions and good luck.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Հարգելի հեռուստադիտողներ, ես հիշեցնեմ իմ հյուրներ SADA-ի նախագահ, գործադիր տնօրեն եւ տնօրենների խորհրդի անդամ Ամերիկահայ Թոնի Սաֆոյանը, լավ մնացեք։